In this tutorial, I'm going to show you what different mics can be used for and why you would or wouldn't want to use certain mics. In our kits, we actually have 3 different mics. You have the camera mic, a stick mic, and a lavalier mic. The camera mic is the easiest to use, but it sounds the worst. As you can tell, it makes me sound kind of hollow and tinny, and you pick up a lot of the sound around you. That's called ambient sound. You can use it for ambient sound, also called nat sounds, which means natural sounds. And so it's good for events like a monster truck rally or rodeo or something like that, where you just want to capture the sound around you. But for anything else, don't use it. Do not use the camera mic for interviews. A stick mic will give you much better sound than a camera mic, and is good for situations where the sound around you is just out of your control, like an event or a dance. They're also useful if you're just trying to catch somebody in the moment and you don't have time to put a lavalier mic on them. When using a stick mic, it should be held at about chest height, and try and get it out of the camera as much as possible. This will make your shot look a lot better. Also, you should always be the one holding the microphone. Never let whoever you're interviewing hold the microphone, because they tend to play with the mic, and that gives you handling noise, which a lot of times can ruin your audio. A lavalier mic, which is often just called a lav mic, will be the one you'll probably use the most. It works really well for interviews, and also isn't very noticeable on camera. They can be fun to use to capture somebody in action and get their dialogue at the same time. Placing the mic on somebody can be tricky. If they're wearing a jacket, you can put it on that or the collar of their shirt. Ties work well too. Try to hide the cable as much as possible, because a big line down their front looks bad. Don't put the mic on clothing that will bounce around or cover it up with clothing, because you'll end up hearing it rub up against the mic and ruin your audio. Show people how to mic themselves and then let them do it on their own, especially when you're working with members of the opposite sex. This may sound obvious, but make sure that the mic really is on. It's a more common mistake than you might think. It's really frustrating to finish an interview only to find out because you forgot to turn on the mic. Also, you might want to keep an extra set of AA batteries on hand just in case. Here in Rexburg, it's almost impossible to avoid the wind when you're outside. So try and find a wall, a car, or a tree, whatever you can to block all the wind noise. Whenever you have one, use a windscreen. The only button you should ever have to push on these microphones is the on and off button. Messing with any of the other settings might make it so it doesn't work until somebody sets it to the right settings. So don't mess with any of the settings.